Saw that. Cool.
He wasn't there.
Oh, I know.
It's totally different. I mean, well, I hope they are.
What do you think, George?
Oh,
I don't know.
All right, let's begin.
I don't know.
Let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. How about Jim? Oliver.
It's all about your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Daryl Moon, how about the 4-week?
I'd love to do that. First, I'll encourage you all to do. I'll be kind and compassionate. I'll be fair and not seek selfish advantage. I'll open my heart and open mind.
Jack.
We can bow our heads. Dear God, we give thanks for this beautiful day and for the guests that are with us. We ask the blessing on the Rotarians here and around the world and the projects that they're involved in. Bless this meeting and this food to our use. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. Welcome our guests. Gee. Introduce the guests at your table. Introduce the guests at your table.
So I'll introduce the guests at our table. We have Clare Scheller with Lurie's and Sarah Gilbert with Remax Suburban. And Mike. Our speakers.
All Rotarians. Any announcements?
Yes.
You have an announcement? Line up. Line up.
I gotta turn the mic on.
It will not go on.
It did not go on?
No.
Good afternoon, friendly club. So,
Good afternoon,
thank you so much. It's so sweet. I would like to bring your attention to the flyer or sheet that I placed on each table. And this is all about our new service membership program. So I would like all of you to get wanted and spread the word. So that's basically, yes, you got it. And yeah, and if you have any questions, and please feel free to ask me. And if you need any copy that you would like to bring with you, I have extra one. And another thing I want to add regarding social media. So if I'm sharing and adding your name or tag your name on social media, I'm so sorry, Rachel, again. So please reshare it to your personal page. That way we can again spread the word about Rotary Club, about our club. So thank you so much. Yeah.
What are the headlines? What do we most need to know about what a service membership is? Just that, what do we most need to know?
Basically, all you need to know is just 4 meetings required to attend this launch meeting, and 40 hours required to get all the volunteer opportunities. Yeah, that's it. And, you know, some financial, people are gonna ask. That's it. Thank you.
For those of you who went to the Schaumburg Prairie Center concert last week, it was just a great time. We carved out a little space just for Rotarians, and it was cool. We're trying to, this is a save the date. We're going to do the same thing, only this time it's going to be in McHenry. And it's going to be, we're going to descend en masse, or at least that's the plan, on the Crystal Lake and the McHenry's annual fundraiser, which is the Beer, Blues, and Brews Festival. And here's how it would work. We'll set aside a place for Rotarians. We're going to hopefully get as many people as we can from our club to show up and support our sister club. We're also going to try to get people from other clubs to come by, maybe the Arlington Heights Club. And so this could be really a pretty interesting and wonderful compliance with one of the imperatives of our new district governor, to help one another as clubs. And that could be cool. The date itself is a Sunday. So the concert and the ribs and the beers are going to be available at noon on Sunday, and the show's over at 5, so we can all get home and get a good night's sleep. So I don't see how it could be better. And hopefully we'll get so many people out there that they'll run out of beers and brews, whatever. So that's it. Terry. August 21. Thanks.
Right, just an update from the Community Service Committee. We started off the year, we've got 2 things I want to update you on. One is we have donated $500 toward wings. This time of year, apparently, their pantry is low in terms of helping the women and their families to get back up on their feet. So did some shopping through Amazon Smile and bought $500 worth of items that is shipped directly to Wings for the women and their families. And Anastasia, thank you for also then putting the link to Amazon Smile on there for anybody that would like to do additional purchasing for the pantry for the women and families. You can go to that link, shop as you would like, and it will be shipped directly there. So that's one thing we've been doing. The second is an upcoming contribution. It's fruit baskets for Kenneth Young Center. We are, if anybody is interested, on August 12th after the meeting, we're going to be packing bags of fruit and dropping little notes into the bag. So on each of your respective tables, you will see some little colored pieces of paper with an email, a copy of an email. We're asking everybody at your table to just take a minute today during the meeting and jot down just a friendly note. There's a recommendation on something like, you know, we're honored to provide these extra fruits to brighten your summer, to brighten your summer, enjoy, best wishes, and then put a joke in there so they can use the joke on the next delivery person. I didn't know that was a thing, but it is. So anyway, just whatever you want to write in terms of it will go into a bag. We're going to pack 30 bags. So each bag will have a note from one of us, just brightening their day. So please go ahead and fill those out today. That will help us. And if anybody is interested in staying on August 12th for about an hour after the meeting to help us pack, please let me know. Thank you.
Alrighty, attention all you golfers. Special Leisure Services Foundation is having one of their golf outings on August 17th, and it's over in Mount Prospect. We support Special Leisure Services, obviously, in a big way. This was the first outing they ever started back in the early 80s. And I was on that board at that time. It's an excellent opportunity to have a great time. A la carte sponsored it. They put a great day-long activities in. So if you're interested, we've got a couple foursomes started. There is info, you can contact me, but it's August 17th. Hopefully get a few more golfers.
We also take volunteers. So if you want to work a hole, you can also do that. Or sponsor.
Mr. Hague, Mr. Hague.
Mr. Hague, we have a question from the audience.
What time?
9:30 all day.
9:30 all day. All right, couple things. Speaking of volunteer opportunities, I don't know if you noticed, but there's been some emails and a sign up on the website. I'm still kind of playing with how that works, but we have purchased a little extra thing so that we can have volunteer signups on Club Runner very easily. So as soon as Wendy sends me the information on that, you can sign up to volunteer there. The Butterfly Garden has signups on there already. You can go to our front page of the website, SCHERotary.org, if you didn't already know that. Look in the event section, you can see and you can sign up. You can also have people that are not members of the club go there to sign up to volunteer, and it will accept it. So there's that. Speaking of which, I would like to ask Eileen Higginbotham to come up here for a second. She missed out on the big evening, what's that called, installation, and I wanted to recognize Eileen, who, what I put here is out-of-box thinking of community service. Whenever there seems to be a need in the community, somehow Eileen finds out about it and somehow we all get involved with it. So with that, thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. And I didn't wear this shirt just for nothing. I probably would have anyway, but if you hadn't noticed, we also have the vacation raffle tickets here. Holly couldn't make it here today, so I am handing these out. So if you have not gotten them from me, please see me during the meeting. I had to sign you out. We got to track the numbers here so that if, people send them in, we can track who sold it. I have to leave at 1:30, maybe a little early today, so I will be out of here like a shot afterwards. They'll be here next week, but if you come over toward, I'll get you signed up. The way that this works is the small bottom part stays with you, or on the back of the small bottom part, there is our PO box that they can send a check to. Not many people bring their checkbooks anymore, and they want to put it as a check, so they can send it in. It's numbered, so even if they don't put your name on there, you can get credit for it when it gets sent in. I will be setting up Better Unite so that people can just click on a link. It'll cost a little more than $20 because of the credit card fees and things like that, but that link will be active by Monday. And all of the information is at the top that they get to keep, and all of the services that we help with this money is on the back. So ask Alan Gabe, Nancy Redmond, what they do to sell millions of these things. If you're new and if you have any questions, ask them, or you can ask me. Now I'm done. Woo.
And I was reminded that this weekend is Elk Grove Rotary Fest. It's at Elk Grove High School. It actually started last night. They had Rick Springfield. Go online. They have so much going on there, and
I was there going.
look it up. And we have the Queen of Hearts raffle. All right, here we go. Tick, 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 tick.
You guys are so weird.
I'm supposed to do that. Lauren Trimble.
11 is gonna be his number.
So he gets the
Yeah.
lowest number that's still on the board, which happens to be 11.
Seven Club.
Wow. All right, go ahead and meet.
Okay, thanks.
What was the number?
7
11
o'clock.
clubs.
Oh, yeah, you don't want anything.
11 o'clock.
Not here, you know.
You know, for some reason, my Happy Dollars thing has gone out of my spreadsheet.
Blame it on your PowerPoint.
So who's happy? Terry. And then can you collect when you're done?
I just want to reinforce what happened with with us at Rotary at the Schaumburg concert. It was outstanding, and we had a great turnout of Rotarians and their spouses, significant others. So I just wanted to thank the club for putting that on. And I had a great time. And by the way, we've been out for I think 4 or 5 nights straight at different venues throughout the communities, Northwest communities. There's a lot of stuff going on. Great entertainment. It's fun. You're not taking somebody or a group out. You're missing the boat. I recommend getting out and enjoy yourself.
Party,
Yeah.
For the fun time we had, I'm a little late on this, for the last garden cleanup, and I gotta tell you, who knew that Wendy could dig the deepest hole? I mean, I don't know where she was going. And Paul-
Keep going, girl.
and
Yeah,
Paul
secrets?
had, I think, the award for the most number of holes, and Mike
think it was.
great time, so you have fun, great job, and please sign up for August 13th. It's fun to do something.
I hear Lindsay's husband saying
Jack?
And happy dollars, we just got back from Salt Lake City, see our son, it was a great time, and wonderful. This first time I've driven multi-day road trip since before the pandemic. It's a 3-day drive out there. So it was really neat to be on the road.
I have a sad dollar. I don't know if how many of you heard it, but the first case of polio in the US since 2013 was diagnosed. It was type 2, which means someone who got the vaccine outside of our country. And it gets up in the waist and people get infected. People who get the shots in the US get a shot. They use the dead virus, so it can't be transmitted. But until we have all polio totally wiped out in the world, it's one plane ride away from being back in the US.
Go Nancy, go.
Ben?
$10 spend most of the summer coaching with Jason. I thought it was gonna be a 1-year thing. We've been asked to do it again next year. Last weekend, we won our district, going to the state, it's called sub-state this weekend. You speak up a little bit. We're playing in the sub-state tournament this weekend. If we win or finish second there, we go to the all-state tournament in Champaign. So we'll be in Hinsdale trying to pull 2 out of 3 at least. And overall, so far, we're 34-8 this year.
Nancy?
Well, I should probably save this long for a fine, but what's going to happen, Sam Bellers, our fellow Rotarian, John Shelby, has needed to have his pacemaker replaced with a pacemaker defibrillator. And he's had COVID twice and 6 scheduled these surgeries. So now he's on track to have it Tuesday, but maybe drop him. So don't fight me.
Anybody else? Matt?
I've got $5 happy. My husband and I spent much of last week in Wisconsin at the Richie's cabin and had an absolutely wonderful time. And got back in time for the Saturday evening event, and I echo everything that everybody said. It was wonderful.
$2 happy. We're doing a garage sale this weekend. It's so far today. It's been really busy and amazing. I have $2 happy because we just booked our next paranormal investigation in Wisconsin for August 13th. It's an overnight investigation. We're gonna try to put it on live so people can watch it while we're going. And then I have $2 happy because I had the very distinct pleasure of listening to Alan Gabe and a speaking engagement with the Wine Wednesday and Offer Saints. Actually, I don't think he was a guest speaker. I think he was just speaking at our table, but I can't really get a word in otherwise. But it was very enjoyable listening to his experiences and memories of World War I.
Happy to be here.
All right, eat some food and enjoy.
Where's the food? I did eat like four. Maybe. I'm fine. I didn't. What? Oh, that?
That's right. Start using that.
Why don't we, let's pull the regular version. Yes, and then maybe we can mock it like.
While we're waiting, let's bring up our illustrious fine master.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'll wait for Bruce. What happened? What fell over? Oh, the gavel. Thank you. I'll wait for Bruce to sit down because he is our buzzer today. And you know, Bruce, the rule, unless I find you specifically, you pass all day. If you're late, that'll be $2. If you're not wearing your pin, that's $2. If you have your badge, that's $2. If you don't have a guest at your table, that'll be $2 each. Tom Ghosh is wearing a hat that's advertising some beer. He didn't give anybody in this room some beer, so Tom, that'll be $2. Terry, you have nothing better to do. Why don't you be a collector? And Gene, would you be a collector over on this end, please? And Brian, you can't be a collector because you're the president, so Vince will be a collector because he's really good at getting money. If you signed up for the wonderful event last Saturday and did not show up, shame on you. You know, Nancy and her committee went to a lot of work to take everything up. Brian and some other people got there early and set out a tarp for all the Rotarians. And if you signed up and didn't attend, that'll be $2. If you didn't go and help at the butterfly garden, that'll be $2. If no one at your table made an announcement today, that'll be $2 per person. Jack, you know, we missed you terribly. You know, the reason is, in addition to you being such an outstanding person, is that Brian did the invocations while you were gone. And they weren't yours. So that'll be, you're going two meetings? Okay, $1 a meeting. So that'll be you're fine. Terry Park, quit harassing people and pay $2.
I already did.
So you can pay 2 more. If you're sitting with a relative, that'll be $2. So last week, Jim Mrcle gave this great happy dollar talk about how wonderful it is to be married to his wife and the number of years they were together, 59 years, and he gave $59 as happy dollars. And I find his wife, Bonnie, because she didn't also partake in this wonderful experience that they're having for the anniversary. And her comment to me was, well, I'm going to do it next week. Well, we had happy dollars today, which is next week. And I don't recall hearing you standing up and saying what a wonderful husband you have and that you're going to give $59 because he's the light of your life and you don't know what you do without him. Yes, Bonnie?
He is the light of my life, and I gave half of that $59 to you.
That is not what you said last week. Last week, you said that you were going to do it today so you can contribute $5. You can pay either Gene or Terry. Yes, anything else you want to say, Bonnie? Pardon? I didn't say, I just find you. How could you already give it to me? No. That was, okay. So, Nancy, you know I love you. You know you're one of my dearest and oldest friends in Rotary, but you know the rule. Your phone went off. Okay, everybody gave it. Everybody gave it the office. Tom Ghosh, you use the R word more than one occasion. You know better than that. So that'll be $2. And
Raffle. Not in my work.
and Anastasia, would you stand up, please? I just want you to all know how prepared Anastasia is for anything that could occur. If we have a dark out, if all the lights went out, we could still see what was going on because the office is very. So thank you very much. I'm not going to fine you for that, but thank you. If you don't have a woman at your table, that'll be $2 a person. And that's all I have. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you, Alan.
Yes.
I put, you could put it on our list.
All right, in the meantime, everybody write your notes.
Oh yeah, give me a
Don't
note.
mind me. I gotta go get.
Everyone can do it.
Everybody write the. Can you grab the purple piece of paper? Yeah. Still call. I don't know where I'm. Something like, you know, somber, coffee,
We enjoy these fruit.
hope you enjoy these fruits from the friendly, somber, coffee, friendly. The word. I hope you don't get back to I hope you're not too far.
You did not keep your vacation yet?
Yeah.
But
Boy, I really like your notes.
I can do better.
They want to send something later. Send it. We're tracking the number. And it's usually how many are in? 10. Okay. There you go.
Any of them like have a great summer. Hope you enjoy these.
Have a great summer.
That's what I was right. That because of the I put, instead of, right.
Wow, Randy. Whole beef fruit in your center.
I hope you have a very happy.
There you go. We're having a very sweet summer.
Hope your food was good.
Sign comments.
Signed and converted friendly.
Well, yeah, you can always say. I hope that you make like food bowls, grow, but these are all
Inside it. I'll put it on yours.
Special orders. Love it. Say the name. I mean, I don't know if I really.
Everybody loves.
I'm waiting for my special order. Grilled chicken and vegetables.
You can order special.
To hospitalize. A wink and a wink.
Can we have you?
Of course. Because I'm cute, I can do it.
Bring the table.
Scheller, pineapple in the pizza? Yes or no?
Oh, 100%. Every pizza. I've never met.
You know?
I've never had a pizza I didn't like. Yeah. Even when it's bad. Sorry about that. Actually, the first time I've asked them, I had pineapple pizza. Well,
Oh, thank goodness, I thought you were gonna.
My first time.
well, you like the plot?
Yeah.
That was my thought. I figured you guys will fill in the blank.
What's everybody else doing this weekend?
tomorrow we have,
I'm putting up some sliding doors in my basement. Okay, I am not.
Randy, I asked Chris 2 weeks ago,
And I do a lot of projects.
on the 26th, 23rd.
But I do them. And I've learned to just not put that flowers down.
Yeah, just,
On Rotary.
yeah.
Yeah, and I need my brother, Alan, with my protest over there.
How are we tracking them? I actually did that we're gonna sign up. Links, I did for the bar. So, you know, with the link to sign up on Shopify and then bar. So that way I can sign up, yeah. But those are the only three we have, right? No, she's not. Or you, you're a service. Are you?
There was some.
Everybody gets. What about you, you at 10?
If it was your meal, I could see what you want.
Right here, do it.
Oh, please. Well, I was built for something. And because of the roundabout, you'll get mine.
Right, so. See, now this just makes you want to go there. It is when I'm doing
No,
president.
I had
Correct. Yeah, he's on vacation. So I thought you'd get all that, so I don't get that. Someone's gotta hydrate. Dehydrated yourself last night. I know. Well, I left it. Everyone knows. I volunteered to go. I wouldn't say it. Right now, my job. And then I went home and drank wine with my neighbor doing PTO. I'm in charge of PTO. Yeah, just add another. Yeah, a group, I wasn't there. No, and last night was, they usually a wedding festival from South. They do like, so this year they were on South. Get him. So, I'm right by the Rainbow Falls. You can be right for yeah.
Where was it?
Yeah. No, so it was paired with the village.
Oh.
So I volunteered last night. That one that was like 1939. They made me have to check. Well, girl didn't even have her ID.
Really? No music.
No, you did get it. But.
Can you bring your own?
Last night, because the village there insisted that people could bring. I didn't volunteer over October. Oh, I just love that. Really good? Yeah. Right. Oh, wow. That's a lot.
They were playing. Try to convince her to go.
Did she? No, I just.
How did you handle it? Had another jet? I recognize they're very glad.
Yeah.
I guess it's not for everyone.
It's not for
I should. Maybe I.
You know how to. I'm sure it's not very good.
So you're not gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Because I am about to go to like a player. Well, I don't know. Well, prior to my neck, and now my back. I did Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to introduce our speakers. If we can all hear over Alan Gate. So 5 or 6 years ago, I started doing a lot of business with Remax Suburban. I'm a mortgage guy. I started doing mortgages for their realtors, and I started seeing all these plaques around the office for Children's Mrcle Network. So I inquired about what that is, and they said, well, most of the Remax Suburban agents donate a portion of their commissions to the Children's Mrcle Network and Lurie's Hospital. So I thought, well, that would be a great thing to bring to everybody's attention and have them come up here and speak. So we have Clare Scheller with Children's Mrcle Network, Lurie's Hospital, and Sarah Gilbert with Remax Suburban.
Close. Oh, can you hear me okay? All right, good. I normally don't need a mic, but this is a nice treat. So thank you so much for having me. My name is Sarah Gilbert. My husband, Chad, and I are the owners of Remax Suburban. So we'll tell you a little bit about Remax Suburban today. And more importantly, I'm here with Clare, who is kind of our key partner from Children's Mrcle Network. And, you know, around here, Children's Mrcle Network for us is Glory Children's Hospital. So from the invite from Jean, we thought we would tell you a little bit about our partnership. Donating and supporting Glory Children's Hospital is something that is foundational for our company. I won't take full ownership of it. My husband and I bought Remax Suburban in 2015, but it was founded in 1978. So it's one of the oldest Remax franchises in existence, and the prior owners who are still engaged in the business set the standard a long time ago for donating to a children's hospital. At the time it was Children's Memorial, and then as you guys know, it kind of converted to Lurie Children's. But that's been part of our company since day one, and so we're kind of simply honored. We view it as our responsibility to continue that forward. So without further ado, I'm going to let Clare talk a little bit about Children's Mrcle Network and Lurie Children's, and then I'll share with you kind of how we've enabled that partnership. And then certainly jump in with questions. We're open to any thoughts or ideas too.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you all for having me today. And I want to first just thank Sarah. She invited me to come along with her and share more information about how we work together. And so I'm just very thankful to be here with you all to share a little bit more about this organization that Remax is a corporate partner to. So if you haven't heard of Children's Mrcle Network Hospitals or CMN Hospitals before, it is a national organization made up of 170 different children's hospitals across the country, as well as in Canada. So these children's hospitals all over are helping provide the best care possible to many, many different patients and families in communities. And so the wonderful thing about this national organization is that the local member hospitals get to use the funds that are raised through this program and whatever is most urgent to that hospital. So I'll talk a little bit about more about that in a little bit here. That's kind of the mission of Children's Mrcle Network Hospitals, is to change kids' health and then change the future. As we know, kids are our future generations, and they're our future. So that's kind of the mission of what Children's Mrcle Network Hospitals does, is to provide funds for these hospitals to continue doing the great work that they're doing. This is a little bit more about Children's Mrcle Network Hospitals. Just as a national organization, this is kind of a summary of the impact that they have. There's 32 million patient visits each and every year And so the number of kids that are treated is just 62 kids in just 1 minute. So to really see that number is astounding, to know that there's 62 kids just in 60 seconds that are going to need a children's hospital. And in order to do that, children's hospitals rely on funds, they rely on donations and philanthropy. We can't do that work that we do without those resources. So Children's Miracle Network Hospitals provides over $6,000 every minute to provide that charitable care and ensure that we can continue treating these kids. On the right-hand side, it just shows a snapshot of all the different types of patients that children's hospitals see. It's everything from emergencies, kids with diabetes, kids with cancer, and that last number there, 814 babies are in the NICU just every single day amongst all of these different children's hospitals. So it's really kind of amazing to see the impact that this network has on kids everywhere. And from each dollar that's donated to Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, this kind of breaks down the different areas that are impacted by that dollar. 17% is helping provide charitable care to our patients. So ensuring that we can treat every child regardless of ability to pay, regardless of insurance or lack of insurance, that money is going towards ensuring that we can provide that best care. 12% is going towards research and treatment. So not only looking at how we're treating kids today, but how can we improve these treatments and the ways we're treating kids so they have better outcomes and are able to go on and live healthy and fulfilling lives in the future. A big chunk of that too, of each dollar, 15% goes toward life-saving equipment. So as you can imagine, the type of equipment and the medical technology that children's hospitals require is continuing to evolve and change, and those demands are continuing to increase. So dollars are going towards making sure we can have that equipment and we have enough equipment to treat all the kids that we are treating. And then 56%, which is the biggest percent of each dollar that's donated to CMN hospitals, is going to provide services that aren't necessarily covered by insurance. They're things like education services. So one example of that at Lurie Children's is that we have education liaisons within the hospital that partner with a patient's school to ensure that they're continuing to stay on track with their schoolwork even while they're with us inpatient, which could be sometimes for weeks, even months at a time that kids are staying at our hospitals. So those services that are available to not only the patients, but also the siblings, the parents, things like social work services, music therapy, art therapy, all of those things that make sure we're treating other areas of a child's health beyond just their medical treatment. That is only possible by donations. Wanted to quickly just talk about the local Children's Miracle Network hospital. So as I mentioned, there's 170 of these hospitals that are part of this network. And each area has their own children's hospital that the funds support in that particular area. So for the Chicagoland area, as well as part of Northwest Indiana, all of the funds that are raised in those specific counties benefit Lurie Children's, or the full name is Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. And as Sarah mentioned, that was previously called Children's Memorial. So many of you may have been familiar with the name there. And 10 years ago, we moved from our Lincoln Park campus in Chicago to downtown Chicago, so we could be next to Prentice Women's Hospital and really in the hub of the medical community with Northwestern as well, to better serve our patients. And so that's when the name changed. But we have over 220,000 patients that we treat every year. And many of those patients, those are individual patients. So many of them are coming back multiple times a year, have multiple visits. And 57% of those families, the insurance, or maybe they don't have insurance, that's the 57% do not have the insurance that can cover the care. And so that's a huge number. And Lurie Children's is truly a safety net hospital. So any child that walks through our doors that needs care, treatment, a procedure, whatever it is, they will receive the best care possible, regardless of ability to pay. So we're kind of a safety net hospital for the whole region in that aspect. And then 750 clinical trials, interventional and observational studies are happening each year as well. So we partner with a research facility near our main campus, where all kinds of amazing groundbreaking research is happening. That's not only changing the way we're treating kids here in Illinois, but it's also really shaping the whole pediatric healthcare world around the country. And people are coming from all over to be a part of these trials and be a part of the groundbreaking medical care that we're providing, which is really, really amazing. But we are the #1 children's hospital in the state of Illinois. And we also have 3 specialties that were ranked the top 10 in nationally. And so, as I said, people are coming not only from all over the US, but all over the world to have the care that we have just here in our backyard, to be seen by these doctors and top researchers that we have at Rotary Children's. In addition to the main hospital, we also have 13 outpatient centers and partner hospitals, as well as 5 primary care locations throughout the Chicagoland area. And we're continuing to expand all of those centers and the care that we have beyond just downtown Chicago, because our goal is to be closer to home for all of the patients that we serve. So making sure that families don't have to drive all the way downtown, that they can go elsewhere closer to home to receive the care that we provide. So that's a little bit about Lurie Children's, and then now I'll let Sarah speak a little bit more about Remax Suburban.
Yes, so as I mentioned, as the owner of Remax Suburban, it was really important to us to make sure that as we grow our business, and we're all locals, right? So we're locally owned and operated. We have 11 real estate locations all throughout basically the north, northwest, and western suburbs of Chicago. We have 2 locations right here in Schaumburg, about 80 agents between those 2 locations. One of them, I believe, is a member of your Rotary Club, Linda Dressler, as well. So, yes. And for us, this partnership is really important. Our agents are extremely productive. They are full-time professional real estate agents, and they're very ingrained in their community. So when it comes to giving back, it's super important for us to ensure that we give them a very seamless way to ensure their dollars stay local. And for us, the partnership with Lurie Children's is just a perfect partnership, because we know the funds are being used effectively, and we know that pretty much every family we meet, every transaction we do, someone knows somebody whose life has been saved or life has been made better by going to Lurie Children's Hospital. So whether it's a grandchild, a neighbor, a brother, sister, etc., it's this connection that kind of transcends all of the communities. So if we have an agent in Libertyville that sells a home and would like to make a donation to Lurie Children's, we make it super easy as part of their transaction. They donate a portion of the commission. Clare's team sends a beautiful note to that client, letting them know. It's got like a drawn picture that the children draw that say a donation has been made in your honor. And that client is normally so grateful and so thankful that they did business with an agent that cares about giving back to their community. So we make the process really seamless. And for us, that normally means about $50,000 annually, at least as a company, we're able to give back to Lurie Children's Hospital. So we're super proud of that number. We've grown that from about 25,000 to 50,000 over the last 5 years or so. We're the #1 fundraising brokerage in the entire marketplace for Lurie Children's. So, and we're pretty much like, I don't know, 1/8 the size of some of the larger brokerages in the area. So we're really proud of that number. In 2021, we got the Mrcle Award, and you can see we love sponsoring kids to come out. So one of the reasons why I bring my son is he's very much part of our partnership with Lurie's. He loves meeting the other kids. We're kind of trying to make sure that we raise a family that understands the importance of giving back as well. So the minute I say Claire's going to be here, we're talking about Lurie's, he's like, I'm in, I want to go. We also do a golf outing. It was actually for us last Monday. We still like healing from blisters from that one. But during that time, we normally raise at least $20,000. This year's total was $31,500 in one day for Lurie Children's. But it was that day that like poured in the morning and then was like 95 degrees and then like poured in the evening, but we survived. So it was still a fun one. But honestly, for us, this partnership with Sienna makes it easy. If you're driving around and you see a Remax sign that has Mrcle Home on it, you know what that means. That means that agent is already committing to donating a portion of their commission to Children's Mrcle Network, and then you can rest assured that locally that dollar is donated directly to Lurie Children's Hospital. So everything stays local, and for us, that's a really critical piece of the We love to market it, and we try to teach our agents, and for many of you as business owners, that it's really important to share the good news of what you do, even by us sharing here today. I know Claire was already able to make a connection at the table on ways that we can continue to support Lori's. So we're never bashful about talking about it. And we also love to kind of feature and showcase children locally who've kind of become ambassador children. So you can see on the screen, one of our ambassador children, Aggie with the walker, she was born with spina bifida and receives literally support and services weekly at Lori's. Her family is local to Bartlett. They came out to the golf outing. Everybody got to meet Aggie. She is just a darling girl. So, they try to make sure that people feel that connection to what's being donated. And they're super grateful for all the support they receive. We also make it really easy for our agents to share homes that they've sold at our Mrcle homes. So on a lot of our social media pages, you'll see agents say, hey, I'm so proud to sell this home. And also, just so you know, with every home that I sell, I make a donation to Lori Children's. So doing good is also good for business, and we're okay with talking about that and shouting that from the rooftops. And as Claire said, we really feel good about every dollar that we donate to Lori Children's, how it is used. Last time we were down there for a tour, they kind of joked and they're like, if you notice, there's no space, to the north, south, east, or west. So as we expand patient care, the only way is to grow up, right? So even, being part of how Lori's is thinking about the future, and unfortunately, as the needs of children's care expand, how can we support their growth and what future initiatives look like? So that's kind of our overview. I think Claire can kind of talk to you about how to get involved if you want to get involved, and certainly we promise we definitely have time for Q&A. So any questions or thoughts you have are open to as well.
Yeah, I'll just add, this is just some resources I wanted to put up on the slide in case you are interested in learning more. You can follow CMN Hospitals or Lori Children's. We're on all the social channels. It's a great way to just learn more and become more aware about the work that we do. Our website's up there as well, and then my email is on the screen as well in case anyone has questions or just ways that they would like to get more involved. But thank you all for having us, and thanks Sarah and Chad for all that they do with Remax Suburban. We truly, without our corporate partners like Remax Suburban, we could not do what we do for all the kids that we serve. So it's a wonderful partnership, and we were grateful to be able to highlight that today. But happy to answer any questions. Yes.
Physically, where is the hospital? And if you have any outpatient clinic center where you're stays?
Yeah, so the main hospital, we're downtown on Chicago Avenue, so off Michigan Avenue in Streeterville area. And then I know we have, like I mentioned, we have 13 outpatient centers throughout the Chicagoland area. And I'm blanking on which one is closest to here, but I think there is one in the area. But yeah.
Because every year in the late spring, we give away, $50,000 to $60,000 to not-for-profits that are local to our area. So I was just curious about whether.
Yeah. Well, and definitely, even though our hospital is downtown Chicago, we serve lots of patients from this area. So, and I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm happy to share with you kind of the number that we have from this county or this area, because it is a big number of people in the suburb area that will travel into our downtown campus to receive care, as well as those outpatient centers. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Not really a question. I'm an unfortunate staff who just bought a house in the last year and paid a whole bunch of money for, but I wish I had known about this program and would be very happy to participate in it. I wish more people that your position. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do all your agents have to have all of their listings part of the Mrcle network?
Yeah, great question. So we were talking about that at our table. So we don't require them to. I would
Suggest
say
to them, though?
we strongly suggest, and we also strongly suggest a minimum donation amount, right? Like even Claire's team working on the cards and sending those out. Like we're really about maximizing the donations. So if we spend too much money of that donation doing that activity, but we have agents that donate anywhere from $50 up to almost $1,000 a transaction on behalf of Lori Children. So we give them freedom of choice. But I'll tell you, if I pull the stats, we're probably at like 80–85% participation.
So for us, it's just so foundational to who we are and what we do that, you know, pretty much everybody buys into it.
Yes.
Claire, what is your job at the hospital?
So I'm a gift officer and I work at the foundation and I work with corporate partners to engage them with the hospital, help them fundraise and give back in lots of different ways. So it's a lot of events, a lot of sponsorships, and a lot of point of sale giving as well. So we work with a lot of different companies to help them give back with their customers and with their employees. So that's what I do.
Well, thank you for coming. Here's a little gift.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, some good friends of ours, their daughter got a heart transplant at the Children's Hospital 15 years ago. And they were very good to them. They live in Crystal Lake. And she's doing fine, by the way. She has a medical engineering degree and works at some fancy company in Minneapolis. Next week, we have our district governor, Bill Kmichik, will be here. And we will do our usual meeting and then we'll just turn it over to him, and I have no clue what he's going to do. Please rise. Bob Fleischer, can you lead us in the four-way test?
Four-way test, things to think, say, and do. First.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will you build goodwill and better friendships? Will you be beneficial to all concerned?
Have a great week.
Every time I spend
Yeah, no, I got that. I actually got to take off because of that phone.
Thank you.
So,
You too.
Take care, looking forward to it.
Left his camera thing. Where's his camera? That's this thing.
Oh, that thing. Is that his,
Yeah.
yeah, you better take that.
And did he stop